There's a strange feeling that shows up in this season of life, and it's hard to explain unless you've lived it. On the surface, everything looks fine. You've done what you said you were going to do, you've built the life that works, you've made responsible choices, and you've been strong in ways people don't always see. From the outside, there's no reason to question anything, but on the inside, something feels off. Not broken, not dramatic, just heavy. It's the feeling of doing everything right and still feeling tired in ways that rest doesn't touch. It's the feeling of success not landing the way it used to. And because you're a high capacity woman, you don't immediately assume something is wrong with the system. You assume something is wrong with you. You tell yourself to be grateful, and you remind yourself of how far you've come. You push the feeling down and keep moving because that's what you've always done. And for a while, that works until it doesn't. There comes a moment when you realize that the definition of success that's been living inside of you was created for a version of you that no longer exists. A version of you with fewer responsibilities and a version of you with more energy to give out without consequence. A version of you that didn't understand yet the cost of always being the one who holds everyone and everything together. That realization can be painful because it forces you to acknowledge something that you didn't want to admit. It wasn't that you failed at success, it's that you outgrew it. And that brings grief. Not the kind of grief that people expect, the quiet kind. The kind that shows up when you realize that some of your dreams that you chased no longer fit who you are right now. And that kind comes when you understand that certain expectations can't come with you in this next season, even though you've carried them faithfully for a long, long time. High capacity women don't talk about this grief very often. Why? Because we're too busy being strong, dependable, being the one that people lean on. We don't slow down long enough to name what we're letting go of. But letting go of old definitions of success is not a small thing. It's emotional, it's vulnerable, and it deserves the proper space. What makes this season especially confusing is that the ambition doesn't disappear, it just changes. It gets quieter, more intentional, less interested in the applause, and more interested in the alignment. And the quieter ambition can feel unsettling because it doesn't come with clear milestones or obvious validation. You can't measure it the same way. You can't explain it easily, and you can't prove it to anyone else. So you start asking yourself different types of questions. Questions about how you want your days to feel. Questions about what you're willing to sustain long term. Questions about whether success still means achievement at all cost, or whether it can include peace, margin, and presence. Those questions don't mean that you're giving up. What they mean is that you're waking up. But here's the part that matters most. These questions are almost impossible to hold alone. Not because you're weak, but because you've spent so much of your life being the one who supports everyone and everything else. When it comes time to re-examine your own definition of success, you need a space where you don't have to defend that desire, a space where no one asks you to justify why you just want something different now. And that's why community matters so much in this season. Not community that pushes you to do more, calling it accountability, or to figure it out fast, but community that understands what it means to evolve without apology. And that's the heart behind the VonSwy Recreation Station. It's a place for women who've achieved more than what a lot of people can even imagine. And they're now asking deeper questions. What does success mean for me right now? Not later, not someday, but now. And if you're watching this and you feel emotional right now and reflective or even unsettled, I want you to know nothing is wrong with you. You are not losing. You're not losing momentum. You're not failing. You're shedding an old definition that no longer serves you. You don't need to replace it today, and you don't need to name the new one yet. You just need permission to stop forcing yourself to live inside of something that no longer fits. So if you're listening to this and you want a place to sit with that truth quietly, without pressure or expectation, the VonSwy Recreation exists for that. You can enter quietly, you can listen, and you can take your time. And during this time, you can just reflect on where you are right now. And tomorrow, we're going to be talking about why choosing sustainability isn't giving up your life, but choosing yourself within it now. But for now, I want you to allow yourself to grieve what no longer fits. And that grief is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a more honest one. My name is LaTashia Martin, also known as Techie Tasha, and I work with high-capacity women just like you who desire freedom and flexibility, and you need a community to make it happen. Thanks for joining today, and God bless. I'll see you tomorrow.